G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. We are back playing some 1v1, anticipating the arrival of Wololol. It's about 2 days to go, about 2 days, a little bit over 2 days. There's a couple hours extra as well. I don't know if you guys have been reading the messages on the Red Bull Wololol server, but they were scheduled to start quite early in the day. I think about 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that, but they've had to push it back even further because it's so damn hot over in Spain at the moment. So anyway, that's your little Red Bull roundup. Let's get to it and introduce our players for today. In the northwest corner of the map, playing as the Order of the Dragon in the color teal, we've got Jiwen. I think that's probably about the closest pronunciation I can give you to it. And on the other side of the map, in the color green, you guys will know him as the one, the only. It's Lash. She's playing the Abbasid. You know, I can't help it. Now, every single time I look at Lash's name, I've been playing a little bit of Deadlock lately, and when I say a little bit, it's like up to 400 hours now. It's been like 2 months, probably even less than that. So it's been a fair bit of Deadlock. But yeah, there's a character in it called Lash, and he goes by the Lash, and he's an absolute asshole, but it's all good. I've met this Lash in real life. He is nothing like the Lash in Deadlock. The Lash in real life, this guy, he is an absolute treasure. He's such a nice guy. He's got a beautiful community as well. He's German, and I got to meet them over in Heidelberg for the last Wololol, actually. So that was a real pleasure. But let's get into it. Fun matchup today. Order of the Dragon, Abbasid Dynasty. Big focus for me is at least going to be on the relics here. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. Now, you might be hearing in the background sirens going off right now. Now, I haven't moved to an inner city apartment. That's not why you hear sirens. It's because I've actually got my door open. You see, it's not just hot in Spain. It's also hot in Australia. It's starting to heat up because it's, I mean, technically we're in spring. What are we in? We're in October, so November. Yeah, so we're still kind of in like the middle of spring, but it's starting to warm up now. And even though it's 7 o'clock at night right now, you know, it's still pretty good. About 23, 24 degrees. That's not Fahrenheit for all you American friends. That's Celsius. I guess that probably translates over to like 65, 70. It's a nice day. I'll say that much. So I've got the door open. I've got the fresh air coming through. So look, we might be bothered by some mosquitoes or some flies, but don't worry. I got Doritos and fries, so we're going to be absolutely fine. Age Up's coming through. Eco Wing for Lash. Arkan Chapel for Jiwen in the north of the map. So not going to see any mine work here. Of course, we're not on the public update preview here. This is just the standard run-of-the-mill, you know, boring old Season 8. I tell you what, I am looking very forward to the next season, just for all the changes that we're going to see. There's so many damn different changes. Like, even this little guy over here, he's getting a nice little buff. Gets a little bit of extra food in him. That'll be exciting. Now, of course, the map that we're playing today is Rocky River. Bit of an interesting one. There are plenty of berries on it, and you can expect that's probably why Lash has looked to go into the Abbasid here. He plays a lot of different civilizations, but the Abbasid especially do very well with berries. You know, when I think of berry civs, I'm thinking of Delhi, Abbasid, Ayyubids, and of course the Byzantines. 4 big berry civilizations, and there's plenty on this map. However, they all seem to be towards this north side of the map. So if I'm playing right now as Lash, I might be thinking about moving up in that angle. You know, because when it comes to prioritizing the direction that you want to expand, that can be a big factor. So maybe looking to put that second TC somewhere out here. That way you're a little bit closer to this position and can look to try and take and secure. It's always an option for you. But Age Up's coming through now. It's going to be our teal player that is aging up with the Arkan Chapel. Beautiful timing here, 349. Not a bad timing at all. Where's that prelate, though? A little bit of a mess. Hold on a minute. Where's the prelate? Does it just not? It's Order of the Dragon, Drongo. Drongo, it's Order of the Dragon. Drongo, it's Order of the Dragon. Order of the Dragon don't have access to the prelate until the castle age. Come on. We know this. We went through this. Literally, before the expansion even came out, we sat down and we said, oh, that's interesting. Order of the Dragon don't get prelates. Oh, they do. It's just in Castle Age. Anyway, one thing that they do get in the Feudal Age is the Gilded Horseman, and we can see it is going to be coming out nice and early here. I love this opening. I think if you want to play a civilization that's nice and simple, and you can kind of do the same strategy every single game, Order of the Dragon is 100% the civ for you. This is it right here. Just going for this nice opening. It looks... What is going on? Hold on. Is he going for a second TC? Oh, he's taking the boar. How many vills are you bringing? He's bringing 8 vills for the boar. Okay, this is actually fine. I mean, he's gonna... I guess his suspicion is that he's gonna run out of food. He's got 7 sheep under the TC. It's not a bad amount. To be honest, this is pretty good, right? Like, when we think about it, like, why is this good? Number one, It's free real estate. You know, the Abbasid's not going to take it. But number two, you're forcing already a defensive response from your opponent. Now, we know that Lash has gone into the eco wing. If we scout from our teal player's perspective, he does have that scout on the other side of the map. I don't think, yeah, you can see he hasn't actually, oh, no, he has spotted the House of Wisdom. So he will know that the eco wing is going to be coming up. He will know that there's a second TC in play here. So he's not going to be up against military wing early on, but you can see that he has come up a little bit short here. Now, one thing to note is that Lash has put that second TC in the back of the base on the wood line. And normally that's an indication to me that Lash is somewhat thinking about going for a third TC, which, to be honest, against the Order of the Dragon, yeah, you're pushing your luck with it, buddy. We'll say that much. But now going to be moving around that top side. I love the fact that he's only just gone for that single Gilded Horseman. That's going to buy him space out on the map. And at the same time, he's taken the ball towards the top side. Only took a little bit of damage here. Gets that nice little force drop off, and you can see just how quickly this is going to usher him into a new age of prosperity in the castle age, because that will undoubtedly be the intention here. Another thing to note is he did cancel the outpost. He was initially looking to build an outpost on the gold vein, cancelled it in favor of a wall. Now remember, in the next patch, the walls are going to get nerfed. You're not going to have to pay more for them. You're not going to have to sell body parts, but you are just going to have to wait a little bit longer, which in turn means that you wait long, or you are paying more for them, right? Like, if you think about it, you've got a villager. I mean, the only people who don't really pay more for it is the Delhi Sultan. But if you've got a villager and it's idle for 60 seconds instead of 30 seconds, you've got 30 seconds of lost villager gathering time. And so you are paying for it in that way. But it's, you know, the upfront costs are the same. Still at this stage, Lash does have 19 vills on wood, which still makes me think he's going for this third TC. And he does have a little bit of stone left over as well, but it looks like Spearman is going to get a little bit of damage in. No vill lost just yet, so Lash playing a very nice, safe defensive game early on in this piece. There you go. That's how I'm going to describe it. 7 minutes comes through. Age Up about to come in for our Order of the Dragon player, and absolutely seamless. This is a beautiful thing. Now, one thing to note, though, that I find a little bit interesting is you've got these 8 vills out on the boar. They're kind of just stuck out on the boar, right? Like, you can't bring them back in. You can drop the Regnits down out here if you really want to, but, you know, then you're limited to 8, whereas in here, you're limited by by these vills. Like, you can't pull any more than what you've got out here. But so far, I'm loving this play from our Order of the Dragon player. And if I'm picking up the Order of the Dragon, this is how I'm playing it. Another thing that we start to see coming up are walls. Spearman also going to be looking to accompany these individuals out here. Barracks is going to be coming online. Hardened Spearman going to be researched here. Interesting decision to be looking out for these walls. Now, he will actually spot the villager here. Let's take a look and see whether he cancels this and just goes into men-at-arms instead. That's what I would be thinking. I'm just going to get Gilded Men-at-Arms out. And it looks like he did get the Hardened upgrade. But hold on. It says that... Oh, no, this is Lash that we're watching. He did cancel it. I looked over here, right? He was researching the Hardened upgrade. I'm not going crazy, am I? Maybe I'm going crazy. Someone rewind and comment, please, whether I'm going crazy or not. Anyway, middle relic going to get walled up. Bottom relic going to get walled up. That still leaves us 3 relics. We're happy with that. Regnitz is now going to start making these prelates. He is going to be going for the safe relic first by the looks of it. What's he got the plan for? Yeah, the plan is... Oh, there's a relic right here. Okay, so he's going to be going for the super safe relic first. Look, overall, I think that our Order of the Dragon player is in a decent spot here. It's really just going to come down to, as long as he can secure 3 relics and then contest this 4th one in the middle, that's going to be it. And I'm curious to see how much of an impact Imperial makes and whether he looks for it. I would definitely be on the Imperial horse just because you've now got a 2TC opponent, right? So if you don't go into Imperial, if you try and play it out in Castle Age, naturally your opponent is going to scale. Whereas if you go to Imperial, you've got access to that Swabia, there is going to be no opportunity for them to outscale you. It's just going to be you all the way, baby. So that's the best way, at least I like to approach it. Second prelate now going to be coming out, looking to move towards the top side, guarded up currently by that horseman. Second Gilded Horseman down towards the south. Has Lash actually spotted this one out? He does actually have this one spotted. Interestingly, not going to be making the decision to wall it up, just basically surrendering 3 relics over to his opponent, saying, you know what, you can have the 3 relics, I'll let you. Age Up now going to be coming through. It's going to be the House of Wisdom. 13-14 villager advantage for Lash at the moment, mitigated largely by the relics. Also going to be mitigated by the fact that we've got Order of the Dragonville, so technically these are 30 villages, but it's probably closer to something like 36-ish, somewhere around that margin, maybe even a little bit more, 37, 38. Second relic now on the way through, and Order of the Dragon is feeling great about this. The fact that he's got those 2 relics safely back on his side of the map. Third one going to be coming through, and we'll be looking to challenge these walls. Ideally, I'd love you to keep this man-at-arms on the relic just to make sure, thank you, very well done, just to make sure there's no sneaky, cheeky little villagers that make their way out here. Even though we will start sieging this down, we really want to just make sure that we secure this relic first, and making sure that we, instead sending it back like that, we want to try and like send it around the edge. But look, these are tiny little details. He's doing a great job so far. Very, very big shout out to our Chinese player for today on the Order of the Dragon. On the top side of the map, Sacred Site was looking to be captured. He's going to get neutralized, or at least contested, by the scout on the top side. Wall's going to be coming up for Lash as well, looking to play it a little bit defensively. Very aware that, you know, if his opponent looks to play it out heavily in Castle Age at this point, they should technically have the advantage, especially now that that 4th relic is going to be picked up. Lash going to be on a difficult footing here in the mid game. How does he look to play this one out? Spears, the number is decent. You need to be careful and cautious of Landsknechte. Always need to be aware of that, but he could look to play into archers here. We do see the range is coming down. Second rack's also going to be added in. Loving it so far from both of these players. Honestly, both of them playing really, really well. Castle Age now going to be reached. He is going to be looking to contest and challenge this 5th and final relic. Now, you guys know the rules. When it comes to playing Order of the Dragon and Holy Roman Empire, if you can get 3 relics, you're doing good. If you can get 4 relics, you're doing great. And if you can get 5 relics, you should start to worry, because maybe your opponent has decided to leave the keyboard and just kind of left you in the game alone. That's what starts to feel like it's happening right now, but it does look like Lash is going to be making an arrival. A lot of men-at-arms here, though. And I think he realizes very quickly that, hold on, you know, these are gilded units. I don't think I can actually contest this at all. And with that, there's going to be a distinct lack of relics held in possession. Prelate will make it around the edge. He's going to be careful not to lose these horsemen, and both of them do go down essentially for free, as well as the scout. Men-at-arms aren't going to be touched. That's the other thing to note, but we do now start to see crossbowmen going to be coming out onto the field. Prelate making his way to the back, wants to try and does the right thing, exactly the right thing, brings it to the edge of the map. The one thing to note, though, is there are camels that could look to chase this. Second prelate. Oh, I like this. This is almost a bit of a bait, almost saying like, oh no, my prelate that I was going to use to take your relic. And then he dies. And we can see that that is actually what's going to be happening here. Lash is very aware at this stage that his opponent is looking to try and sneak this relic. I would almost be tempted from the perspective, and I mean, this is just, you know, we've got 20/20 vision. Yeah. This is exactly what I was going to say. Just leave this prelate down here. Just leave it. Okay, you lose the prelate, you've lost the relic. Okay, your opponent's got military advantage at the moment. It's on their side of the map. You pretty much lost it. What's your best chance? This right here. Sneak it. Hold it. Wait for your opponent to push. And once your opponent has started pushing, or you see their army moving out, there's a good chance they've forgotten about it and they've just done a, you know, no way, did you see that? He did a shift Q. He saw him for the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye, he saw him. Wow. Look at this, just units out on the map now. Really, why is that spearman not attacking this mill? You should be attacking this mill, sir. This spearman's sleeping on the job right now. Wow, that was really well played there by our Order of the Dragon player. Now, the big question for me is, when is Imperial Age? And it looks like we've already got our answer, ladies and gentlemen. He is well and truly on the way. 13 minutes and 37 seconds into the game. We'll switch it over to income per minute to get a bit of an idea on where these two players stand against each other. Looks like we're sitting at about 800, 850, 550, so call it about 1,400, 1,900, 2,000 income per minute. Compared over to our Abbasid player, sitting at about 21, 2,200 in that region. So eco's pretty even despite that second TC. Keep that in mind, that there has been a second TC and the relics have mitigated a lot of that economic advantage that it's brought in. But obviously, the relics are a static amount. The longer this game goes on and that we're still just building our vills from 1 TC and our enemies building from 2, we are being outscaled. So we need a solution. Oh no, he's making a mistake. He's making a mistake. He's going into units. Or is it just that he knows that he can't hold this? The truth is, and the reality is, he can hold this, but he needs to play it perfectly. The outpost positioning is not optimal. When it comes to the outpost, they're protecting the resources, which is fine, but they're not going to be able to protect him. They're not going to be able to protect the relics. These are great outposts, especially once you get the fortifications through on them. However, the MV... Oh, shit, he went for a second TC. I didn't even see it. Oh, I'm blind as a bat. Don't mind me. Jeez Louise, how did you sneak that one through? He went for a second TC. He's not going Imperial. He's staying in Castle Age. And not only that, but he's going into the Dragon Scale armor. I just put my leg up, dude. Sit back, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves a game. And if you haven't already, make sure you pause the video right here. Go grab yourself something to drink, because we are about to have a 15-minute game showdown. And, well, I don't want you to go thirsty. And, you know, leave a like on the video if you haven't already done that as well. That does help us out. But Sprinkled in placement now going to be working down the battering ram. Keep in mind, not a lot of units on the defense here. Where are they all? Plenty of production coming up, but you're starting to worry at this point, like... Yeah, I mean, like, once you make the decision to go for that second TC, I didn't even realize that it happened, but once you make that decision, you have to stay castle. There's no second TC in Imperial. It just doesn't exist. Meanwhile, on the backside, it looks like we've got crossbows up against crossbows, men-at-arms up against the Gulams, but the crossbow number is looking pretty decent for Lash. Keep in mind that our Order of the Dragon player crossbows are very, very lovely. Extra range. A lot of damage on these bad boys. You don't want to be messing around with them. You can see they have got a huge base damage. 18 crossbow. You got to love that kind of damage. It is just, you know, they really just... nothing is threatening to them. As long as they've got a couple spears in the back pocket just to poke out, you know, it's always nice to have a couple spears back there. But let's take a look on the other side of the match. The other side of the match. The other side of the match. I mean, we can talk a little bit about MASH. Let's probably not. You know what? We have enough war as it is in the current day and age. We don't need to talk more about MASH, but you know, I would absolutely kill right now for a MASH theme attempt by Drongo. Oh, all right, sure, I'll do that. Okay. Oh, how does it start? I can't remember. It would always come on after... was it after The Simpsons? No, it was before The Simpsons for me. In Australia, it would come on at like... it was 5:30, and The Simpsons comes on at 6 o'clock. So you'd have to watch the end of MASH because you didn't want to miss the start of The Simpsons. And so you'd always... I guess they played the theme song at the end as well. That's how I know it. Or maybe they played it at the start or at the end of The Simpsons. I can't remember, but you know what I do remember? I remember how damn good these archers are. Take a look at this. Keep in mind, he's also picked up that extra armor on them. Not going to make a huge difference against the crossbows. They do have a base of 14, but the fact that he's got this beautiful kiting going on here, together with the sprinkled in placement and the emergency repairs, if he needs it, and he definitely will need it at this stage, it makes it very difficult to push this. But have a look at this, a Mangonel, a last chance Mangonel. Keep in mind that when it comes to Mangonels, you're not going to have many opportunities to make them like this and really make your opponent sweat. You know, realistically, this is the last, basically the last week or two that you've got to make your opponent sweat. What was there was a famous song about that, wasn't it? I just want to make you sweat. You guys aren't you lucky? You get 2 Drongo sing-alongs today. I think I don't know who sung the song Sweat. I actually just went to a recent concert with my wife. I was apprehensive about it. Okay, I'm gonna just put that out there. It's been a long time since I've listened to this guy's music, but I had so much fun. If you guys know Neo, oh man, Neo, like, oh man, that takes me back. Oh, it's a double Mango Wango. We see it, it's happening. He's going for the crossbows, and there's a lot more crossbows, which means there's a lot more money to make. Big damage onto those archers. Mango shot over the top. Horseman here to potentially deal with it. Outpost, he's going to drop the relic from the inside. Keep in mind, he's got religious units on the field. We've seen him take those sacred sites. Mangonel defending its little heart out right now. Hold, Mangonel, hold. Archer's doing a decent job as well. No prelates in sight. Need to get those heals out. Mango v Mango. Looks like they're going to try and focus it down. A second one comes out and says, I'm rising from the ashes of creation. Speaking of ashes of creation, that's another game I'm going to be playing. I love my MMOs. You guys know, well, I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I love MMOs. I lost myself in a game called Arcade back in, what was it, 2013? I want to say 2013, 2014, around that era. Oh my lord, I lost myself in that game. That was a it was this MMO, right? And you could like buy, you could own land. And if there's one thing you should know about me as an individual, I'm an enterprising kind of guy. And look, I come from the Dwight Schrute school of thought. What does he say to Michael in that one episode? He's like, you have no women, you have no children, and you have no land. Yeah, absolutely roasts him. Oh god, it was so funny. And anyway, so I like to play Arcade because I could be a land baron. You know, it allows you to do the things that you want in real life, but do it online because you can't do it in real life because it's too expensive. Big mango shot though on that backline. Still got a lot of ranged units out here. I'm loving this ranged combo. We've got crossbows, archers, and the mangoes. We've got the triple range threat. Horsemen going to be coming out, and have a look at this. 12 on the field at the moment. We only see a handful on our screen. Prelate's going to be able to tank up a fair bit of this damage as well. These are great units because they don't actually have any class, so they're not going to get countered by crossbows. They're not going to get countered by horsemen. And have a look at this hold coming out from Order of the Dragon right now. Population difference between these guys, very, very little. Villager count climbing steadily back. No one's lost a vill yet in this game, but I will say you do have 4 or 5 relics in favor of our Order of the Dragon player, so those are going to continue to kick all game. If there's one thing going for Lash, though, it is that he has a very solid position with regard to map control. Take a look at this. Completely walled up on his side of the map. Now, look, it's only palisade walls, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's a checkbox, right? It's one of those things that you want to do. It's like, have I transitioned to farms yet? Nope. Okay, I got to do that. Have I walled up my base yet? Nope. Okay, I got to do that. It's one of those little things that, like, once you've checked it off, you just feel a little bit safer. You just feel a little bit better. Have a look at this. If there is any unit that is going to win this game right now, it's the Horseman. This Horseman switch is absolutely scary. We got to be really careful with how we play this. All right, Order of the Dragon looking to push in, crush down this sacred victory approaching. Meanwhile, back towards the base. Actually, no, you know what? I take it back. The mango's moving forward. You know what they say about mangoes that move forward? They say you better adjust your table, sir, because your table's missing a leg. That's why the mango's rolling off the table. But look at this mango. No rolling off the table for this bad boy. He's got a villager in the back, making sure everything is well and truly repaired. Meanwhile, towards the top side, villagers on the wood line. Farm transition is absolutely, completely done. He's still got gold just sitting here. I would have taken this out, deleted all these houses and made some farms, but that's just me. I guess I've got that obsessive-compulsive disorder. And I know there's going to be people that are like, that's not obsessive-compulsive disorder. Obsessive-compulsive disorder is arranging all of your toys into least largest to smallest. Wait, hold on. Biggest to smallest. It's like, I know, bro. I know. It manifests in different ways. It's okay. Like, I'm very fortunate in my obsessive-compulsive disorder, in how it manifested. One of my good friends, Braden, who, if you've been with me since the Age of Empires 3 days, you'll probably remember him. And he has obsessive-compulsive disorder, but his one is the hand-washing one. He washes his hands. I remember after every game we'd play, he'd wash his hands. I'd just be like, that's so weird, man. That's so weird. Here I am, like, with obsessive-compulsive disorder. I have, I don't like to talk about it. It's, dermatophagia. Anyway, look, don't Google that. That's it's not nice. Anyway, sacred site in the north of the map, just being slowly contested. We do still technically have this victory approaching. The other thing I've got is cleanliness, but it's like I need to, like, everything's got its place in my house, and it has to be in the place. And if it's not in my place, I will get really upset about that. So that's another part of obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm kind of thankful for that, like the cleanliness thing, because the house is always spotless. And my wife likes that a lot as well. Oh, gosh. We've got these robot vacuums. We've got 2, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. And those things are running like 3 times a day, man. Oh, it's wonderful. Anyway, horseman numbers looking really good here. 22 horsemen for Lash. Take a look at the fact that now on the side of the Order of the Dragon, that number is building as well. They are gilded horsemen. A couple of them get taken out. Not a lot of spearmen in this composition. Only 5 on the field at the moment for Lash. Order of the Dragon pushing up, able to take out the first mango. Second mango still stands strong, gets a decent shot on the back. Only a little bit of damage. Springald also there, going to be able to help out as that single mangonel still stands the test of time. But look at the horseman push away. Absolutely beautiful play. And it's just a lack of spearmen that neither of these guys were really looking towards. And the horsemen just coming out on top and really demonstrating why they are such a tide-turning unit. Really nice battles that we're having, slowly eking in favor of our Order of the Dragon player. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a trend towards the Order of the Dragon. I've just realized that we're casting teal versus green, so apologies to all of my friends out there that are teal-green colorblind. I don't think that's like a form of colorblindness, but look, it's not the easiest one to discern. We'll say that right now. Meanwhile, horsemen around the back. Nothing scouted just yet. Nothing spotted. Sacred Site will get neutralized, as well as the central one. There's no threat. There is a big lead when it comes to the military, though. This is actually a concerning lead. Lash needs to fall back right now. Oh, he's got so many resources in the bank. Oh, Lash, you got to transition your vills from gold over to, where are they? They're on gold, transition them to wood. You got to just make yourself a whole bunch of mangoes right now. Mangoes and sprinkles. Oh, look at this. He just needs to make units. He needs to get units on the field. He's got so many resources in the bank and nothing in the queue. I mean, he's got 15 units in the queue, but still. You want to just see everything in the queue right now. I don't care what it is. You got to throw it at the wall and hope that it sticks. Meanwhile, towards the top side, we do have our villagers starting to go down. Bit of a raid in the backside. Also looking to try and draw attention away from this main front. Lash knows that he's in trouble. So he says to himself, I need to get around the back. I need to be annoying. And we do now start to see the villagers going to be turning their attention. Lash on the ball says, you know what? You're not taking these out so fast. Villagers going to be chasing. Unfortunately, I wish there was a command that you could give them where it's like, attack these units, but make sure you return to work. If they move more than like 3 centimeters away from you, please. Dude, look to take down the horsemen. And have a look at this. They followed all the way. It's a victory for both of them, we'll say. Actually, no, it's not, because the spearman still lives, and this is going to be annoying. You have to kill the spear, and then I'll give you permission to go back to work. If you've come this far, you better damn well kill that spearman. I tell you what, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be... Thank you. Thank you. Lash, don't do it. Don't do it, Lash. Let the man kill the spear. Lash. Okay, good man. All right. Meanwhile, back towards the front on the south. Lash is slowly building. Second mango is coming out. Keep in mind, if there's ever an opportunity right now to win a game with a mango, it is now. Need to be careful. Gilded Horseman moving towards the top side, looking to try and find a way through. Mangonel might get caught. Manages to get through. There's a beautiful clump of infantry there that's going to keep him safe and sound. Meanwhile, more and more units make their way into the base. Camel's going to be looking to defend the line as well. Spears together with the crossbows, dealing a decent front line position here. Where is this mango? Why is it... No. No. No, you don't. Sir, you do not do that. Sir? Excuse me. I mean, if there's ever a situation to do that, it is right now. Okay, he cancels it. He cancels it. He does the right thing. But, like, he has 2 town centers. You got to remember that. So he can do this. He doesn't need to go Elsback. The problem is, if he did what he was planning to do, it is dangerous. And the reason why is because this is not a normal keep. This is an age up. If this gets damaged and you have to cancel it, you're losing a lot of resources. So you must be very, very careful with this. But by putting down this Elsbach Palace, you stamp your foot down on the ground and say, this is my territory and I will hold it until the end of time. Well, until the ballistic missiles start coming, raining down, or at least in this case, the bombards start raining down. Elsbach Palace, it's scary. I'd love to see a relic brought up from the Regnitz Cathedral up towards the Elsbach, so it's got a little bit of extra range, line of sight, armor, attack speed, damage, all that good stuff. And of course, that's exactly what he does. No slouch, obviously, knows exactly what the plan is here. Needs to be careful, though, about pushing out. Keep in mind, you don't have your upgrades yet. You need to be waiting for your upgrades before you're looking to take these fight. Archers, not typically the best of units against mangonels. Has our Order of the Dragon player No. Has he disconnected? He's got units in queue, but he's not responding to this. Has he got something else going on around the back? No, he's moving units. He hasn't disconnected. You know what it was? I think his mum just came in and she opened the door and she said, dinner's ready. And he said, Mum, I'm mid-game. And she said, I don't care. Dinner's ready. It's on the table now. He said, fine. And he like quickly ran out, got the plate of dumplings, because it was dumplings. Speaking of dumplings, can I just give me a second here? Sometimes I go to Costco. They have these dumplings. You got to try them. I don't know. Maybe you're not into them. That's okay. Black truffle, soup dumplings. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. Wow. You know, there are very few life-changing events that one has over the course of their life, but for me, those black truffle dumplings, they were right up there. You know, it was like childbirth. For my wife, not for me. Release of Age of Empires 4. My first kiss. Truffle soup dumplings. They were pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so he probably got the plate of dumplings. He's back in his room now, and he's doing that awkward thing. You know when like the food is too hot and you got to put it in your mouth and you got to do like that little dance where you shift it side to side? I don't know how, but that somehow manages to cool it down. I guess you got air in your mouth and that's like, you're giving it like the... And then you swallow it preemptively, or like you swallow it too early, and now like everything's burnt, and you're feeling it for days. Oh man, jeez. We've gone a little bit off tangent here, but sometimes you got to go off tangent. You know, that's how you keep it interesting. We can't be focused on the Elsbach all game, guys. All right? Oh my, what are these villagers doing? Villagers, what are you guys? What? Why? We're not even contesting the same. Like, why are we throwing away our villages? I don't even. How did these vills even get here? What? Oh, was he? Okay, all right. I probably wasn't paying attention. I was too busy thinking about my dumplings. It appears that an Abbasid keep was attempting to be dropped in the north of the map. The vills, unsuccessful, attempted to evacuate, but the wall came up too quickly, and naturally they gave up. And speaking of give up, oh, Lash not looking good right now. Biology going to be coming through for his opponent. Meanwhile, for Lash, we see elite crossbows coming through. We've also got that third level of ranged armor. We start to see, oh, he went for trade wing. No, he didn't. It's eco wing. Rather, culture wing. That is our improved processing. And also, it looks like we're going to be having our Camel Rider upgrade as well. But you can see the consequence of these units getting behind the lines of the opponent. Triple bombard? What are you doing with triple bombard? Why? Okay, I mean, I'm not mad. It's just like, that's a lot of bombards. You really need that many? How? How did you even make 3 bombards in this time? How long have I been talking? Where did you get 3 bombards from? What? Meanwhile, spears managed to catch the enemy cavalry. Lash not looking terrible here. You got to remember with the bombards, like, they're crazy efficient against hand cannoneers. Super duper good because they got the long range, so they can just kind of like cut through all the chatter and just get through to the meat and potatoes. And that's what you love about bombards. That's what you love about these big boys right here. Lash all of a sudden not looking terrible, but I mean, the elephant in the room right now is that Order of the Dragon has got 5 relics. He's got the ability to research tithe bonds. Doesn't mean you always have to, guys. All right, calm down. Doesn't mean you have to. Just because you got 5 relics doesn't mean you have to research tithe bombs. All right, maybe you want to save it for a rainy day. Maybe you want to make the game a little bit fair. Maybe you want to make it a little bit more balanced. I just don't want him to have, you know, infinite resources. Yeah, that's my thinking. Anyway, top side of the map, gold getting secured up here. Decent farming economy. One big complaint I'm going to put in right now. I'm going to lodge this complaint officially with Lash. Lash, you need to wall more defensively. Oh, can you guys see the car? I can hear a fast car. I live pretty close. I wouldn't say it's a highway. I mean, I do live pretty close to a highway, but that's not the main source of the noise. It's like, what's the road that takes you like from the highway to like the streets? You know what I'm thinking? Like, not the off-ramp kind of thing, but it's like, it's a big road. It's a main road. And it's probably about like 150 meters away. And dude, when a car is fanging it along there, you hear it. You hear it. And you know what else we're hearing right now? Looks like it's going to be some culverin coming out for our Order of the Dragon player. 3 of them in total. Meanwhile, on the other side, we only see 2 Springalds coming in. Has he at least got roller shutter triggers? I can't even, like, I just want to click on one. He doesn't. No roller shutter triggers. Culverin are just going to be absolutely cleaning house here. Hand cannoneers together with the Gilded Horsemen, looking to try and find their way through. Culverin, shots. 1, 2. Beautiful micro coming out. 3 Culverin on the backside. Now going to be looking to take down all of the bombards. Bombard's going to be looking to fire off on the Culverin. Single Culverin stands the test of time. Falls back. Away from the front. 2 more at the back. Continue to micro off. Taking out the mangonels. Beautiful micro comes through from our Order of the Dragon player today. And it looks like we might have ourselves a bit of a tough spot here for Lash as he tries his best to defend, but unfortunately not making any culverin for himself. He leaves his front door open and says, come on in, my friend. The skis are in the car. I don't know what that means. I don't know where it comes from, but there you go. I just pictured like Lash is the kind of guy who has a station wagon. That's what we call it in Australia. It's like a hatchback vehicle, but it's a bit longer. It's like a sedan with a hatchback on it. He wouldn't be caught driving a four-wheel drive. And you know Lash is a skier. Anyway, I think he might be skiing on out of this game shortly because this is not looking pretty at the top of my screen. 200 out of 200 for our Order of the Dragon player. 143 out of 200 for Lash. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. He puts his skates on or his skis, depends wherever he is in the world. He's in Germany. I mean, it's pretty cold there. And he taps on out. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check out Wallalol this weekend. It's happening about 2 days from now. So you make sure you go click that button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.